This is the Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
Today's episode of the DocNJock Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by The Athletic, premium coverage for passionate Detroit sports fans. Listeners of this podcast can save 20% off the first year of an annual subscription by visiting theathletic.com/DSP. Don't miss out on great features, great articles. They got access to all things Detroit sports and even nationally. Visit theathletic.com/DSP.
Welcome to your edition of the WrestleMania version of the Doc and Jock Wrestling Show. This week we've spared absolutely zero expense. We've gone out and we've brought in the heavy hitters. On this week's show, we're going to talk about some returns that are going to be occurring maybe at WrestleMania, but mostly after WrestleMania, as well as we're going to sit there and give our predictions for WrestleMania 34. Of course, we're going to review SmackDown and Raw. You know I got the Doc rolling with me. He's my right-hand man, but we brought in the heavy guns. This is WrestleMania weekend. We're not screwing around. We've got our boy, Mikey, from Breaking Down the Ring in-house. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, you know, another day, another podcast, and I appreciate you calling me heavy. That's so nice of you.
Well,
I'm trying to lose weight. Whatever, just call me fat and start it off.
Look, man. You're doing big things for Breaking Down the Ring, and one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you in here is you've got an exceptional event going. It's a 2-dayer even, down at the Buffalo Wild Wings in downtown Detroit. Mm-hmm. What is going on? How did you make this happen?
Well, I used to work at that Buffalo Wild Wings, and so I'm really close with management there. And manager was like, "You can do anything you want. You can bring it down here. We can do it. We have other podcasts that do things and stuff. Feel free to do an event." And I was like, "All right, no problem." I wanted to do something special for WrestleMania because we did something last year for WrestleMania. I believe the year before WrestleMania as well. And I was trying to do something a lot bigger, but I wasn't able to get it done. So I did this instead, which I think is going to be working out better than what I wanted originally. Because what I wanted originally was to do rent out one of the private screening rooms at the Imagine Royal Oak, and do WrestleMania there on the huge screen, and we're watching, and it's great. But this, I now get 2 days. So we're doing NXT Takeover on Saturday, followed by the UFC event that's going to be going on there.
Oh, wow, really?
So they're showing the UFC as well.
So double dip it.
So yeah, if you're coming down to the Buffalo Wild Wings just to watch the UFC or to watch NXT Takeover, they show UFC, and it's going to be right after. I think the pay-per-view starts at 10 normally. Mm-hmm. So an NXT pay-per-view show usually doesn't go past 10:30, 11. So that means you'll miss some of the beginning cards and stuff like that, but we'll still have them on some of the TVs. But then we'll switch sound over to the UFC for the rest of it.
That's awesome.
We're going to be doing live shows right after the NXT Takeover and Mania. So we're going to break down everything that you just saw, everything that happened. And then on Sunday, we also have some giveaways that are starting to come in. I have friends who work with Jaeger. They're giving me some swag and everything that we can do giveaways with that. Buffalo Wild Wings is donating some gift certificates. And I got some really great t-shirts from the people at Detroit Respect that are, again, it's what we're going to do is make ballot boxes, pick who you think is going to win this certain match. And whoever wins, I'm going to reach my hand in and randomly pull out the name of that person. And that's who wins. So this way it's one, you have to pick the correct person, and then two, it's still a game of chance on that one. But you get to pick a prize, and there for you just for coming out and watching it and maybe even being our show.
So if you don't have a place to watch WrestleMania this weekend, or you don't have a chance to watch the NXT event that's taking place this weekend, you now do. Mikey's sitting there hooking you up. Yep. He's sponsoring a huge event. He's hosting it. There's a whole bunch of awesomeness going on.
I will say this, no cover. There's no charge to come watch this.
And he's giving it to you for free.
So
you have no reason to not be at Buffalo Wild Wings in downtown Detroit.
Agreed.
That's awesome, yeah.
All the TVs on sound, no matter where you're going to be sitting. And it's the second floor. So you come up there, it's the private room, second floor. So it's just going to be you and a whole bunch of people that love the WrestleMania weekend, watching WrestleMania on sound, no cover. And then tip your bartender.
It's like going to the strip club and getting the skybox, except you don't have a girl dancing on you, but you do get beer. That's cool.
It's probably a better box than what you can get at the strip club.
Nice. Between you two, what event are you looking forward to more, NXT or WrestleMania? Because the builds have been interesting for both. A lot of intriguing matchups on both cards. But for me, I think NXT might have a chance this year to outshine WrestleMania just due to the sheer length of how long WrestleMania is going to be.
NXT outshines
all the time.
Every time they put on a show. And I'm looking forward to the NXT Takeover New Orleans as a whole. I'm looking forward to moments for WrestleMania.
Yes.
Which is what they build it as. This is going to be Daniel Bryan's first match. And his first match back in 3 years after he hasn't been there in New Orleans where he's had his greatest moment. Undertaker, of course, is probably going to be coming back, and there's the rumors of how he's coming back, and it's going to piss some people off, but at the same time, it makes sense because that's how you get him with his retirement stuff. But it's kind of a foregone conclusion. Roman's going to win, but AJ versus Nakamura has a chance to be an amazing match. New Day and Usos always do something amazing when they're in the ring together. Add the Bludgeon Brothers, and I can only imagine it's going to get better. And, and again, those are moments. But as far as NXT TakeOver, brand new championship, the North American title being introduced.
My boy EC3.
Yep.
Love him.
You got the tag team tournament, which is finishing up. And now you got, instead of it being the winner of the Dusty Tag Classics versus Undisputed Era, now it's a triple threat match for that to see who takes those NXT tag team titles, which means Adam Cole's fighting twice because Bobby Fish is hurt. So that's crazy to me.
It is.
But again, it's Adam Cole, and he is spectacular.
He's awesome.
Right? It's like when he hits the main roster, he's the only 3-time ROH champion. The only one. And
there's a reason.
Yeah, exactly. There is a reason for that. And then, of course, Aleister Black and Andrade Cien Almas. Black should have gotten a 5-star match for him and Velveteen Dream, but it ended up going to Almas and Gargano, who is facing Tommaso Ciampa, finally, to finish off that story.
And that's a great build.
Yes.
And that's a great build. So I agree with everything Mikey said. NXT is going to be awesome and exceptional, and you watch Mania for the moments. It's like it's going to be a marathon session because WrestleMania has a jam-packed card, and it's going to be like 7 hours of wrestling. But you watch it for the moments. You don't watch it for the entire thing. If you guys want to follow Mikey, I need to get this out of the way because when I was on Mikey's podcast, he plugged me so well. So I got notes, bro. So you can follow Mikey on Twitter at 3M3H3N. You can also follow Breaking Down the Ring on Twitter at BDRcast and follow them on Facebook at BDRcast. Did I miss anything?
Any social media we have for Breaking Down the Ring, and
That's
it's
right.
all at BDRcast.
So Instagram too, right?
Just hit Breaking Down the Ring for YouTube is the only one that's different because we don't have those subscribers yet. Come on, subscribe! We got to get an easy URL for you guys.
Hey, if you want to help Mikey out, go subscribe to his YouTube. Do that. All right, so you guys want to jump into Raw real quick?
Let's do it.
All right, so this week we're going to do things a little bit different, all right? We're going to kind of gloss over Raw. We're going to gloss over SmackDown. We're going to cover some of the higher points and maybe some of the lower points of it all, but we've got a ton to cover on WrestleMania, so let's just jump right into Raw. Watching Raw, you had the Ronda Rousey, what do you want to call it, exchange. This is how you opened Raw. You had Coachman in the ring. You had Triple H and Stephanie come out. They sat down at their table. You had Kurt Angle come out with Ronda Rousey. They sat down at their table. There's awkward conversation going back and forth. I think Rousey seemed stronger this week when she was on the mic. I felt like she did a better job. That being said, it's not great, and I don't necessarily enjoy her talking. She ends up getting slammed through a table by Stephanie McMahon, and this really bothered me because I think it makes her look weaker. I don't think Stephanie should be the one destroying Rousey. Am I wrong for this? I see you. I see you squinching your face up over there.
I think so, only because it was from behind. Stephanie snuck up behind her and caught her off guard. Anybody can be caught up off guard, and that's the thing where it didn't make her look weak. It made her look like, oh, she's new to this and she's not used to keeping her eyes on all sides, all around. Because when she's an MMA, it's one person.
One-on-one.
You pay attention to one person. In WWE, especially with these type of matches, you have to have your head on a swivel, and it's a learning experience for you. I will say that, like you were saying, she's speaking better, and it's she had the line of the night when she asked, which one of your arms do you sign with? Because which one of your arms do you use to write with? And it was totally green of her. Like you could tell, because when the crowd popped, that should have been it.
Yeah.
We knew what you were saying. We knew what you meant. And then she said the line still. And I was like, oh, damn it, shit. But
it was like
again,
100%, and
right.
then you went and you tried doing some extra credit and you screwed it all up.
Right. And I mean, again, and that's just, hey, you're new to this, you know? So I don't fault her for that in any way. I just wish that she would have, or even Angle would have like gone, say nothing else.
Yes.
You know, because that was a perfect way to end that.
No, I agree, because I know, Adam, you're probably thinking you want to build up Rousey like a superstar.
I want her to be a killer. That's what I want. I want killer Ronda Rousey. I want her coming to the ring like she did in the UFC, straight-faced. I'm marching. I got my orders. It's to destroy you. I'm going to eat your face. Watch me eat your face.
But they don't do that with a lot of stars. You know, you got to get Stephanie McMahon over a little bit. Got to build up some intrigue to see what she can do out there.
Drives me nuts.
Yeah, you have to at least make the other person, unless it's a squash match, you have to make the other person look strong. Hence what's going on with the Universal title build.
All right, so maybe I'm a little bit wrong there. Now, I noticed when you were talking about moments for WrestleMania, you totally glossed over and you did not mention a match that when I was on your podcast, and you could check out Mikey's podcast on Podcast Detroit every single Wednesday night at 9 o'clock.
9:15.
9:15, I'm sorry, at 9:15. The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor. This has the possibility to steal WrestleMania. This could be a really great match. And I felt Finn and Seth put on a great show on Monday Night Raw. I felt like The Miz, though, was a little bit distracting, and I felt like he kind of took away from the match by basically putting his daughter over like she was Hulk Hogan in the Pontiac Silverdome. And I get it, he's a new dad, and I get it, he's a heel. I just felt like
I don't know if
he was gushing so much. Oh, you think we got to change?
I think the reason you kept hearing "I'm a new man" is because Miz is turning. And using
this is why we bring you
like,
on. Look at this.
There was so much talk of him being a new man and everything, and him just 100% putting over. He said it himself. He didn't bury Finn or Seth that whole time he was on commentary. He said they are two great performers, two of the best the WWE has to offer. He not once did normal Miz conversation. He put over the product in the ring. He put over the commentary team. He put over his daughter. He literally built everything, and not in a derogatory negative way, which is not, that hasn't been Miz at all. This whole build, all of a sudden, the quick flip, because he had lines like, this isn't bingo halls where you're bringing up 1990s nostalgia hand signs.
He was calling these guys out for those exact reasons.
And all of a sudden, now they're these amazing competitors, and he can't wait to be in the ring with them. I think Miz is doing a small face turn because there's kind of no way to boo him right now. He's really good on the microphone. He just had a baby who he, again, is posting all kinds of stuff on social media. And things he was saying about the kid, dude, as a dad, I'm just like, oh, I remember that. I remember getting pooped and peed on too. That sucks.
See why I might disagree with that is you need some top heels on Raw. And so if you keep the Miz a heel, maybe this is a small way to kind of like similar to Miz TV where he acts like he's a face and then kind of has a turn or does something in the match that people are not going to like.
But what if Finn or Seth flips? You know, you have a double turn for if Miz is going face, maybe one of those two guys or maybe both those guys turn. So everybody's now wearing a different hat. That'd be interesting.
I could see Finn going.
I could too.
Because I think you have a better build with Balor Club if they're heels.
Yes.
Okay.
And especially with, it seems like the perfect time. They just put out that OGBC shirt, which blew up, you know, because that's the best take they've ever done on anything Bullet Club, Balor Club. And they've got the three guys wearing it. I have a feeling that something is going to happen. With Seth going over on Raw, I believe Finn's going to go over at Mania, have his moment, and then you're going to see the Balor Club run like the Bullet Club.
That would be awesome.
Is what I'm thinking.
Okay, let's just deviate for a quick second. After Mania, does AJ, because we're going to have a shakeup at, Backlash?
Yeah,
so,
or like a couple weeks after Mania.
Right. So does AJ end up on Raw, and does he end up joining?
No.
You keep him a single.
AJ is going to stay. They're going to keep AJ away from the BC for a while.
Okay. Exactly.
All right. Does Braun Strowman get a guest partner?
Oh, he has to.
Yeah, big one, big name.
Who do we think? Like, look, I'm hearing names.
Okay.
I'm hearing names like Rey Mysterio. I'm hearing names like The Rock. I'm hearing names like The Big Show. And then this one got floated out there. I was looking around on Twitter this morning, and maybe Bray Wyatt.
Who do you want?
What
would make you pop and mark out?
which guy? Well, I would pop for The Rock, but I don't necessarily want to see that. Ray, no. I don't know. I like Braun being Braun. I like him just being a monster. If Bray did it, if Bray showed up, I think that would be pretty cool. There's no big name for me, though.
I think the smart money says Elias.
See, I would be cool with that.
Smart money says Elias.
I would be cool with that.
That
was who I originally wanted to tag with him.
Would be James Ellsworth.
Oh, that would be sweet. That would be sweet.
You bring back James Ellsworth.
You reunite the two.
To the guy that Braun originally squashed.
Yes.
To stand in the corner while Braun does everything.
Yes.
Give him a title belt.
And then when Braun hits the running power slam, he steps back, Ellsworth tags himself in and gets the pin.
Dude, I love it. I would love it. You got to remember what made Ellsworth what Ellsworth was, right? It's a man who has a fighting chance with these hands, right?
Yep.
With these hands.
There you go.
When any man with two hands has a chance. And now Braun's saying, get these hands.
There you go. Hey, tag team name? These hands?
Right?
Winning.
I like that.
Yes, I like it a lot,
I like
too.
that. You touched on it. Is Undertaker showing up at WrestleMania? You're probably one of the more connected guys I know in wrestling. Is Undertaker showing up at WrestleMania, and how does he do it and make it happen?
Worst build ever if he doesn't show up.
Right.
It would be, right?
But
Because John Cena's carried this for the last couple weeks, and really all Undertaker's had to do is just stay quiet and stay out of it.
I think that this is the only way you can bring Taker back. Be the way it's been built, and just to have him show at Mania. For the simple fact that Roman's entire year has been put up by him retiring Undertaker. And that's fine. 100% okay. When he showed up on Raw 25, he was missing everything that he took off in the ring at WrestleMania 33. So it was like, oh, okay. And he said, now these people can truly rest in peace because he's saying he's done. But that's The Undertaker. You know who's not retired?
The American Badass?
The American Badass is not retired.
Exactly.
So that's the only, you get Big Red in there.
That's right.
There you go. It didn't kill the push for Roman. It makes sense to bring him back and have Cena fight.
And you have Kid Rock. You can have Kid Rock right there on scene performing.
Let him in. And then you have Taker has to go over, though.
Yep. Exactly.
Taker has to go over. Because also it was built that during Roman and Cena, Roman literally looked at Cena and said, I did something you never did.
Yep.
You can never do.
Yep.
I retired The Undertaker at WrestleMania. If Cena wins, that kills part of that push.
Building up Roman.
Yep.
Everything's about building Roman.
He should be built up. He is good.
I like him. He's good. He is good. And look, I was one of the guys who did not want The Undertaker to come back. I didn't want to see another Undertaker match. I sat there last year. I stayed up as late as I possibly could, basically snorting sugar and legit, it was sugar. It wasn't Coke.
Okay.
Snorting sugar and drinking coffee to stay awake. And when he retired, I was sad, but I understood it. I mean, after watching that match, it was a horrible match. Even Roman Reigns has come out recently and say, I really wish we didn't do that match because he didn't want to be the guy to have to sit there and retire The Undertaker. So I don't know. I don't think at this point it's what it is, man. I want him there because the build, but I don't need to see another Undertaker match.
Oh, I'm okay to see this match because one, when he came out on Raw 25, that dude looked 10 times better than he did.
Well, he moved a lot. He moved a lot better than he did at WrestleMania.
And that's the thing. He had the hip surgery shortly before Mania.
Yep.
So it wasn't fully, excuse me, it wasn't fully healed properly. They just had to do that match to build to Brock and Roman at this Mania. So it sucked. Taker coming back, I feel, is the exact thing how I felt about Kurt originally. Because after TLC and Survivor Series, I didn't want to see Kurt Angle in the ring at all anymore. Then that one build, that one day between him and Triple H where he slid around the ring like it was Greco-Roman style wrestling, I was like, oh, Kurt's back, baby. Bring Kurt Angle. Give me all the Kurt.
He got the baby oil out, rubbed it all over his chest.
Oh, you kidding me? I was bathing in it. I just jumped in. But now the way Taker looked and him, all those workout videos he's posting, I'm all right to see this. I think he can move like he did with Triple H 3, sorry.
Okay.
I think that he's healthy enough to do this now. And he wasn't before, and they tried too much, and they tried to put him in the ring extra time, and just to keep him with not having ring rust, and it just hurt him more. You know, hence why The Undertaker retired.
You cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with it. It's all right. John Cena needs somebody else to go with, though, because John Cena is not a ring technician. And
what?
Right.
No, I'm serious. What? I think he is.
John Cena?
John Cena is phenomenal in that ring. Royal Rumble.
His STF.
His STFU
He's not hurting
sucks.
anybody.
I agree. His
He's not
STFU sucks. But name a bad John Cena match.
Him calling spots out loud so everybody knows what's coming.
That's how he does it.
next.
Though. That's how he does it.
I understand, but
he
come
calls
on,
in the ring.
dude.
He calls in the ring.
Look,
name a bad John Cena match. Name a bad one.
I love John Cena. I'm a huge John Cena fan. Look, next time John Cena comes out, I'll probably do it if I'm there.
Yeah.
I'll probably do it at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Right.
I mark out for John Cena.
Right.
Big time. I threw my wife in an attitude adjustment, and I ended up laying her out on my buddy's couch last year at WrestleMania. I love John Cena.
Right, but John Cena has come out and said, look, I got 6 moves. That's what he said. He's come out and said, look, I know I got to perfect it and do better in the ring. Yeah, he's got great ring
How
psychology.
long ago was that?
It was like maybe a year ago where he said, look, I know I got these same 6 moves and things like that. John Cena's best days are behind him, but I do think that everyone's waiting for that ultimate payoff, and maybe we'll see it where he works a classic heel match versus The Undertaker. We all need now, with a character like John Cena, he's done it all the championships, all the bravado, toured the world. We now need the final payoff where turn the dude heel. I mean, even if it's for like 6 months, just give us a little bit of that payoff, turn the dude heel, and I think his character would take off maybe even to that next level where he's even more revered and can do a lot more. You got to turn John Cena heel. I know in terms of the marketing and what he's known for, you got to do it, though. The wrestling world is waiting for it. That's it. I mean, I don't think maybe you are in the minority of like, yeah, I want to see John Cena wrestle. We just want to boo John Cena and keep it moving, baby.
Would you boo John Cena if he went heel?
John Cena.
Yeah, I'd boo him.
You would pop so
Are you
hard.
kidding me?
You would take your pants off and spin them around your head. Petey Pablo would start playing. You'd be like, take your pants off.
The John Cena sucks chant could take on a whole new thing, and it could be fun. But man, we'll see if he's actually a popular heel. That'd be interesting.
John Cena will be heel like Kevin Owens was a heel before the whole Daniel Bryan stuff.
Yes.
Where everyone was still popping. There was still cheers. It was just, oh, he's doing this to be mean now. John Cena is so good in the ring. I put him on the level of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Ooh.
And tell me, and Austin had 5 moves too. Stomped his mud hole.
That's true.
Hit the stunner.
Yeah.
Luthez pressed. Followed by and the elbow drop where he bounced off. Those were the Stone Cold's 4 moves.
That's right.
Right?
You nailed them.
But he was fluid and
Yeah.
great in the ring and made everyone he
Money
worked
on the
with look good.
microphone, and yeah, you're right. Do you count dropping down to the knee, getting in your face, and doing the double bird? Is that a move?
That's a taunt.
That's okay.
That's I press up on the D-pad for that one.
All right. Look, you mentioned it earlier. Has this been an effective build for the WWE Universal title?
Yep.
I'm okay with
You're
it.
invested in it?
WWE tried to do the whole, everyone's pissed off at Brock Lesnar, so let's make Brock Lesnar not show up. And it was cool until the world figured out that WWE was the one telling Brock Lesnar not to show up, not Brock. Like, he was at that Raw, and then they were like, no, just stay away. We were what? Like, now you're just getting everyone mad at you, WWE. So they brought him back and have him beat the hell out of Roman Reigns. And that's fine. That's great. That's wonderful. Roman getting his Superman punches in on Raw. Cool. One F5 took Roman down. And that's the story of this. The story of Brock Lesnar's build and Roman's build is their finishers have been you can't kick out of them. No one kicks out of them. Braun Strowman hasn't even kicked out of a spear. He may have popped right up, but and then he took another one at the Elimination Chamber, but he was pinned. Brock Lesnar hit one F5 on everyone and got the 3 count.
Right.
And then, so spoiler alert, everybody, when you watch WrestleMania and you see Roman take that first F5, he's going to kick out.
Yeah.
And Brock's going to go, what? And Paul Heyman's going to be on the side with his hands on his head like, no one kicks out of the F5. Because even after that F5 was hit on Raw, that's what Heyman said. He just takes one F5. Just takes one.
But do you see a scenario? I know everyone's talking about the leverage situation between Brock Lesnar and the UFC and his relationship with WWE. I still like the fact that, you know what, you've had the belt on. I know, Adam, you don't like the fact that he's a part-timer. I'd still think that maybe, I would pop harder if Brock Lesnar kept the belt. I feel like, you know what, Roman Reigns, I know everyone's ready to anoint him the guy and let him be the Universal Champion going forward. He can be a presence on Raw. I still think that, you know what, you could even elevate the Universal title even more. Keep the belt on Brock Lesnar, maybe into SummerSlam and Survivor Series. I don't want to see Roman Reigns be the guy of the company. I know he's the guy getting the largest reaction, sales, merchandise through the roof, but there's something to say about the part-timer who holds the belt that's had it now this long. It'll be something when he loses it, but I just don't think it's to Roman Reigns. I just don't think that that's the guy worthy to take the mantle from Brock Lesnar. They've done a good job holding it on him, but I think why not?
Would you feel better about Roman Reigns if they didn't overly script his promos? If he could just go out there and just kind of be himself?
It's just a personal thing. I just think that Brock Lesnar's doing a nice job. He's doing his character. It's obvious.
He's doing a nice job. The guy's never there.
But that's that's
how,
leverage.
how could I do a good podcast if I never showed up?
But when he does show up, you pop. You're excited to see him. An attraction.
I'm going to start showing up random then.
Yeah, we've talked
Everybody
about
will be
this.
popping.
We've talked about this where you say sometimes some of these guys are overexposed being on TV all the time. You got to have one of these dudes that just shows up, once every 3 weeks. He's a Universal Champion. This is what he's leveraged. Good for him. I like Brock Lesnar. I like the character. Keep it going. Keep it going further. A little bit, couple more months. Or if it's not Roman Reigns, is there anybody else that you think could take the mantle? Does it have to be Roman Reigns taking the mantle going forward from Brock Lesnar? Does it have to be?
I mean, the way he's been built to this point, I mean, you have to realize there's over a year-long storyline that's been invested in this one character. So right now,
it's a 4-year storyline.
Yeah, that's true.
The minute Brock pinned Taker, that's when this story started.
Yeah, that's true. So I mean, at this point, it's Roman's the guy. It is Roman Reigns. I thought the cool thing was when he came out and basically the entire Raw tag division was standing between him and the ring.
Yeah, that was good.
And they sat there. They basically moved out of his way. I felt like that was like a show, like a sign of respect. Like
for the boys, yep.
Yeah, you show up, you're here, go handle business for the rest of us. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, anything special you guys want to talk about Raw? Is that good?
Decent build-up, did an okay job, but you could have DVR'd through it too.
Yeah, pretty much. And you know what? Moving on to SmackDown, I felt like SmackDown was even less of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like SmackDown was kind of your first hour highlights included Shane McMahon being alive and being well enough to compete this Sunday. He kind of screwed up his promo a little bit, but they got through it. He wasn't real sweaty. A+, right? I mean, that was your highlight for the first hour.
It wasn't that good.
The first hour wasn't great at all.
Wasn't great at all.
It was just kind of like, ugh. You then had your Rusev Jinder match. They had a solid match. I really felt like Aiden English stole the entire show here. Am I crazy? His when he came out and he cut his entrance where he was rapping and singing and doing it all, I thought that was great. Him coming to Rusev's rescue where he started kicking Randy Orton and putting the boots to him before Bobby Roode got involved. I thought that was awesome. I really felt like Aiden English was the guy for this match.
One of the better moves from creative to put Aiden English with Rusev, because Aiden English was a guy that could have been considered a throwaway. That tag team, the Vaudevillains, just kind of faded out, fired the dude, and now you have Aiden English, and you kind of, you like Rusev with Aiden English. I like the pairing.
Yeah, I think they work well together.
I do too.
Also, I'm pretty sure Bobby Roode is banging Charlotte.
What?
Am I the only one who feels this way, thinks this way?
I think that's what they want us to believe. I don't know if it's really true or not, but I don't know.
Go if you get a chance, go and look at all their promos for their mixed match challenge, and look at the way he looks at her and the way she looks back at him. It just feels like he's putting the boots to her. And by putting the boots to her, I mean his balls are like in her.
Okay,
so it's glorious.
And she goes, "Woo!"
Exactly.
That's great. All right, so we had an 8-man tag match. Am I the only one who was surprised Primo is still employed?
I didn't know that either, right?
I didn't realize this.
I was more surprised that he wasn't with his normal tag team partner. I was like, wait, okay.
Where's Epico? What's going on here?
Okay, cool. Where'd you come from? We need a body. Get out there. All right.
So then we have, at the very end, we have AJ Styles and Nakamura teaming against Gable and Benjamin. What'd you guys think about this match?
It happened.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Exactly.
So we're all on the same page then.
I thought it could have been a lot better. You could have had some physicality. You could have had them go over on each other. I mean, dude, you have 3 minutes left at the end of SmackDown. What are you waiting for?
Well,
give him a little bit of a teaser, a couple moves here and there or something.
No, I think the build for AJ Nakamura,
it's already been there.
Him stopping, just like Nakamura did the week before. Because I thought the best part of the build the week before was Nakamura stopping the Kinshasa. So AJ doing it right back with the phenomenal forearm it's them playing mind games with each other.
So we have the match, like you said, it happened.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, Gable and Benjamin are putting the boots to Nakamura as he's going to leave the ring. And Nakamura ends up fending them all off. AJ Styles climbs the apron, jumps up onto the top rope, goes to do a phenomenal forearm, and stops inches from Nakamura's face. And I thought that was awesome.
As he's cringing, as Nakamura's cringing.
And then he pets Nakamura on the head. Yep. And Nakamura looks enraged.
Oh, so good.
It was awesome. I thought that was the best part of SmackDown. Overall, I thought SmackDown was kind of a dumpster fire for a go-home show.
That was it. The last 20 minutes.
I liked Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn coming out. I thought that was good.
That was good.
I thought them cutting their promos because I was my thought process with the week before. I was like, so are they not going to have Sami and Kevin next week? And then them coming out of the crowd to do the promo, I thought was a great build.
So I just want to put this out there too. Have you noticed that when Daniel Bryan was addressing them, it was, this will be the last time you see them in a SmackDown arena. It's no longer they're fired. They will no longer be part of SmackDown. Like, it is now very, they basically have let you know what's going on now.
Yeah.
It's out there. So they will no longer be part of SmackDown.
Right.
But hey, Raw's there. So are we all in agreement?
NXT.
We all agree Raw was the better show.
Raw was the better show this week, easily.
All right, cool. So in our thingy, Raw has a 19-13 lead. So Raw's kicking ass. All right, so let's just jump into WrestleMania 34 predictions here. So we've got our kickoff show, and Mikey, I want you get to pick two, and this is how this is going to work. All right, so if you name the winner of the Women's Battle Royal or the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, you get a half a point. If for you and I, if we beat Mikey, because I feel like Mikey is the brains of the operation around here, if you beat Mikey with your overall prediction score, you then get a half point. So Mikey, you're not eligible for the half point.
Damn it.
But you still have a chance to sit there and ruin one of our days. So we'll start with the kickoff shows. WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Mikey, who do you think is going to win this?
Oh man, I honestly have no clue. I really don't. If I have to pick someone, it's not a single person on the main roster. I think this is when you see Peyton Royce come in and get her win and then go straight to the main roster after that, because she's not really been featured in anything NXT recently.
I like that.
Okay, for me, you know what? I like the push. I think that Natalya should get it. I think that's a significant marker for her. I think that she's had a decent year, and I think why not cap it off with a win in the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal? Why not?
So Mandy Rose has been the first person booted from two massive events for the women. I think Mandy Rose gets her revenge here, and she goes on to win. All right, so next we've got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. John, you want to go first?
Man, it's tough. I know a lot of people kind of need that push. It kind of signifies who's next, who needs the big year.
Does it really, though?
Not the first couple did, but the last year's winner, obviously not. But, I don't know why in my mind I kind of think that it's really tough because, you know what? It's just a hodgepodge of individuals. Some Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. You know what? I'll go an outlier, Dolph Ziggler. I think that, you kind of have put him in this position now where you're trying to elevate him. You're trying to give him something as a marker going forward. Why not kick him off on SmackDown? Why not give him the title of Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner? Give me Dolph Ziggler.
Mikey?
Last year it went to a SmackDown guy. This year it's going to a Raw guy.
Okay.
And it's 100% Woken Matt Hardy.
Ooh.
He is going to have so much fun talking to that trophy.
Yeah.
I love that. It makes me laugh because, dude, I was totally invested when he was in TNA.
Yeah.
I was invested in the whole gimmick. So, I love it.
Procure!
I'm going outlier. I'm going a guy who's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. This guy's going to come back, and this is all based off of rumor and speculation that I've heard months ago. I think it's going to be Bill Goldberg.
Okay.
So I'll go with Goldberg. All right. So next we've got the Cruiserweight Championship. I've not watched a ton of 205 Live myself.
Oh man, it's gotten so much better.
That's what I hear. I just the limited interactions that I've had watching the matches that are aired on Raw, I really like Mustafa Ali. I think he's going to win it. I feel like he deserves it. I don't need to see Cedric Alexander with it.
Right.
I feel like he's like milquetoast to me.
I agree.
He's like black milquetoast to me.
Mustafa Ali, put me down.
You just want an Arab guy. That's
Yes, right. Of course. Duh.
I think Cedric's taking it.
Oh,
okay.
All righty. So we got some dissension among the ranks there.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. So next we've got the tag team title matches. So for Raw, The Bar versus Strowman and To Be Determined. We don't know who Strowman's tag team partner is going to be. We've all speculated on it being different people. Who do you guys have winning this?
I think this might be uniform. I think we all might agree on this one. I think that you don't do this. You don't put Braun Strowman in the match to have him lose. Braun Strowman and whoever it is takes the title down. And I don't know if you guys agree with it, but you know what? A belt on Braun Strowman, a tag team belt with whoever shows up, fine, no problem with it.
Braun for sure.
You take a gamble, go with The Bar.
I'm thinking about it. Now, the reason why I'm thinking about it is there was so we've got the greatest Royal Rumble ever going on, and the Bar was mentioned as defending their titles against Matt Hardy and somebody else. I think it might have been Jeff Hardy, might have been somebody else. So, look, cards always scheduled to change, and at the time they're the champions. I don't see how you beat Braun though. It's been such an epic build. I'm gonna go with Braun and company.
Yeah, there has to be finally a time where Braun gets a payoff for everything he's done.
Yes.
Exactly.
Granted, it's at the mercy of the entire tag division right now.
Right.
But the Raw tag division, nobody's really been super happy about anyway.
It's not been very good.
When the Usos come over, then that'll change.
Ooh, look at that. Some foreshadowing. Since you're foreshadowing, the Usos versus the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. Who's leaving with straps?
Bludgeon Brothers.
You think it's time to give him the belt? See, it's tough. The Usos, one of the premier tag teams. Do you give it back to the New Day? This is a tough one. The Bludgeon Brothers, obviously, the team now that's been elevated, got a huge push going on. But I'll agree with you. Put me down for the Bludgeon Brothers.
So for the tag team title matches, we're all in agreement here.
Okay.
We've all got Braun and company winning, and we all got the Bludgeon Brothers winning. They've come on and they've been fire since they've showed up. I don't see how you put that out or why you put that out. All right, secondary titles. We got the United States Championship. Randy Orton v. Bobby Roode v. your boy Jinder Mahal v. Rusev. Who do you got winning?
I see no other avenue. I mean, Randy Orton, you don't need a bell. Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal. The person that has to get the pop, the huge pop in New Orleans outside of Daniel Bryan, is going to be Rusev taking the title. He's been the champion before. He's the most over dude right now. You give him the United States title, I think it's the guy. Rusev, put me down.
I think it's Rusev as well.
Oh, man. I want it to be Rusev so bad.
Would you think they give us Randy Orton? Let him keep it?
But I feel like the WWE, for some reason, is just not behind him. And I don't know why. I really don't know why. And so, yeah, I'm gonna go with...
Go outside the box.
No,
Who gets it? Who keeps it?
I have to say Rusev. I can't... Because
You can't not pay it off, right?
I
You can't.
really think that's the moment. That's the moment you pop the crowd for real, is when Rusev wins the United States title again. Because he has been, outside of Cena with the United States Open, Rusev, when he ran with that U.S. title, was
good.
spectacular.
And you give him a good run with it, and don't let him lose it to the Survivor Series.
So we've got the Intercontinental title. That's up for grabs. We've got possibly a face Miz. We've got Seth Rollins, and we've got Finn Balor. Mikey, you want to kick this one off?
Oh, I think Balor takes it.
Okay.
I think that they finally give him a WrestleMania moment. It makes sense especially if you're gonna finally push the club. Which, I mean, I'm not saying they will, but I'm saying Seth got the momentum on Raw. So usually the person who takes the win the show before never gets the win at the show. And then Miz is gonna be taking a month off at least. To be a dad.
Exactly.
So I think
Makes sense.
I think smart money says it's going to Balor.
Yeah, smart money says Miz does not walk away from WrestleMania with the belt. Give me Finn Balor as well. Put me down.
I'm right there with Finn as well. I foreshadowed this a few weeks ago when we were doing our podcast. I said, I think it was actually last week, I said Finn looks so good holding that belt. Like, it felt and it looked like it was meant for him. So I'm going Finn Balor as well. All right, so we've got our ridiculous McMahon matches because it's WrestleMania. They've got to be involved. So here we go. Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
This has got to be a no-brainer, right? You know that.
I think so. Like,
Daniel Bryan,
I don't
Shane
know how
McMahon.
I don't know how you beat Daniel Bryan when he's coming back.
He's coming back. Huge pop. It's going to be. They might scream through the whole match. The fans might just scream the whole way through. Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, no doubt.
I foresee Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn showing up on Raw at some point in the next couple weeks. So I'm going Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon. I do want you to throw this in before Mikey picks. Can you tell Mikey the way you creatively booked this match?
Yeah,
I think it was awesome, and I was in on it, and I loved it. And if it happens, I will take my pants off at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Take a video,
and I will run around.
Well, we're doing some live shows.
Yeah. Take a video. Let's see what you do here. My thinking was, you know what? If you want to have a major surprise, you then have Daniel Bryan be pissed at WWE, and you have him join the group of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. You now have a heel faction, and they stay on SmackDown, but Daniel Bryan leads Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the trio. They run roughshod as a heel faction on SmackDown. Daniel Bryan's pissed that he's been kept off TV for 2 years. WWE screwed him over. You got now a major swerve, and you got Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, a faction. That's my dream scenario. That's my thinking as something that you could do. That's something that you could do, make noise, and also something NWO style, baby. Something that could be really awesome as a heel faction on SmackDown. Daniel Bryan leads a heel group led by Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and then led by Daniel Bryan. It's not likely, but it's interesting.
I think that
would that not be cool or what?
No.
Like you get the
no.
Really?
You've seen
I popped so hard for this last week.
How many more times do you guys see all the fans point their fingers up in the air? You kind of you got to do something shocking, and there's not that many shocking moments other than a debut and things like that. Something has to kind of kick off this year. Shocking, Daniel Bryan as a heel with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That could be one of the baddest heel groups of all time. We're talking NWO style
You
here.
do take one of your biggest faces of your company though, and you do turn him heel.
That's my problem.
Yeah,
But they could be a popular.
That's the only issue.
They could be a popular NWO style heel group.
Don't you want your heel to be booed?
Again, you're taking the biggest face you have in the company.
Yes.
Yes,
In the company.
that's the value magnitude of doing it.
And see, when they switched Hogan, it wasn't, oh, he's the biggest face in our company. It's, oh my God, Hogan's never hated the fans.
Yeah.
Right.
With Daniel Bryan turning, it is a literal screw you to everyone he just thanked 2 weeks ago.
Would it be
For no reason.
Would it be the equivalent of Stone Cold Steve Austin switching sides and going and working for the Authority?
Oh, Christ, that was such a bad angle, too.
Yeah.
Like, and even Austin has said it. The minute McMahon helped him, he should have turned and stunned him and then went face. It stayed face because it made no sense. And it took everyone out of it. And I feel like if you make all three of those together in a group is an amazing group. I'm not trying to say
No.
that's not even a good idea. No, the bad idea here is turning Daniel heel because of how over he is and for what reason.
Okay, so then where do you take the character of Daniel Bryan? Do you just keep going with the rah, here I am? Where do you go? Okay, he's going to be a face and very popular, just like a year-long reunion tour. Here, see me again. You've already done that. What's new for Daniel Bryan? What's new and edgy if you were to turn him heel?
I don't see.
Or where do you take the character as a face? I mean, do you just ride this out for another year where you give him the belt?
Like, he just keeps asking you questions, not giving you a chance to answer. No, because shit all the time.
No, because I want to make my argument. Because what do you do then with Daniel Bryan as a face now? Do you just then give him a belt, a massive feud with AJ Styles? What do you do to further the character of Daniel Bryan if you just want to lock in on him?
I think the first thing you do before the WWE even remotely thinks of putting a title on him again is you keep him in matches and you make sure you see how healthy he is. Possibly SummerSlam, you'll see him fight for the WWE title against Nakamura or Styles. That's the build you want, right? Because you want to try and get him back in the title picture. You want him to, everything that he's lost, that he's worked for. It's a culmination of getting the title. And the fans are going to be behind him no matter what, as they have been no matter what. I feel like if you put him in this faction with Owens and Zayn and they run through SmackDown Live, as great as that is, you're still putting a lot of future talk and thought in Daniel Bryan, right? Plus, there's a very good chance Daniel Bryan does not re-sign with the WWE after September 18th. So as great as this is, there's a very strong possibility that Daniel Bryan's gone in a couple months and you built something huge just to have it shut down. Yeah, shut down. And I think that's what it is. I think right now it's let's make sure this dude is healthy. We got him in a tag match, so he's not taking the brunt of anything in the match. He's his first match back. He's similar to the Ronda Rousey thing. Let's not blow our load with this. Let's literally sit back, let him get his feel for it, because there's a huge difference with being ready for the ring and being ready for just anything else, because running the ropes is way different than any other type of activity that you do. And I think if you put Daniel Bryan as a major faction, you're investing something new in someone who might not be there. And I think that's a bad investment.
Makes sense.
And that's the only reason. That being said, I think Owens and Zayn are going up.
Oh.
On Shane.
Okay. Look, he's even calling the pin.
Yeah.
Look at you. All right. So we've got our other crazy McMahon match, and that one includes Ronda Rousey, Kurt Angle, Stephanie McMahon, and Triple H. I don't know how you beat Ronda Rousey.
Right. Nope.
This
paid off. Yep.
Yeah. This is the person who you pinpointed, the one that you wanted. You went out, you waited, you got her. I think you're pushing her a little too fast. I think she's a little too green for this spotlight, but you've got her with a veteran, with Kurt Angle. I'm expecting Kurt Angle and Triple H to carry most of this match because I'm not sure how great Stephanie is in the ring anymore. Ronda's
Yeah.
Ronda right now. So I don't see how you put an L on Ronda's record right now. The way I see this building out for the future, Ronda Rousey will go undefeated for the next year. She will meet Asuka. She will challenge for the championship, and she will be the first one to beat Asuka. So Asuka's going to have the belt for a year. So I'm already foreseeing what's going to happen for a match that's coming up. But that's how I see this working its way out.
I agree.
I think that Ronda Rousey gets the arm lock in on Stephanie McMahon, and that's it. Done.
No, sign my check. Sign my check.
All right, so we move over to the championship matches here. Raw Women's Championship. We've got Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. John, you want to kick this one off?
Yeah, it's tough. I think a lot of people want to see Nia Jax with the belt. I think that, if you're going to do a title change, that would be interesting for her, as the monster on Monday Night Raw. But I see Alexa Bliss continuing her solid push, maybe keep this feud going where Alexa Bliss maybe wins it on WrestleMania. And then the next night on the massive Raw show, you have Nia Jax take it over in one of those, rematches. But Alexa Bliss, title holder, takes it down. Mikey?
Carmella.
Oh, cashes it in.
Hold on. Hold on. I've got bonus points set up.
You can do that.
So, who ends up winning this match, though? Or
Carmella.
she just comes in the middle of it?
A la Seth Rollins triple threat match. She comes in, wins.
Okay.
I say
All
Alexa
right.
Bliss, Carmella comes, and maybe she does challenge, but loses.
Yeah, that's why I said Carmella, is because I don't even think this match is going to have a winner until that Money in the Bank is cashed in.
You got it.
All right. I think Nia Jax wins. I think Carmella cashes in. Well, I think, let's see. So let me start over here, work through my thoughts here. I think Carmella cashes in. And I think she wins. And the reason why I think she wins is she was promised the title a long time ago. And WWE was really impressed with how she handled herself when she didn't get the strap. And she's gone on to carry herself like a true professional. WWE's impressed with that. I think she's got that look that Vince likes. I think she can cut a pretty good promo. I think she's okay in the ring. I think she will win the strap, and then maybe that Monday she loses to Nia Jax.
That's totally what I could see happening too. But I told her I see her moving to Raw because of that cash in, just like Asuka's going to SmackDown.
So you have
I have Alexa Bliss in any incarnation of her walking with the belt. Maybe Carmella comes in but loses.
So you have a cash in here or
Yep.
no? 'Cause
Yeah, why not?
You can cash
Yeah.
in. You can cash in on Charlotte and Asuka.
No, I'll take a cash in.
Okay.
On this match.
Okay.
God, they have to get her off of SmackDown because that holding that briefcase and pulling Asuka over there, knowing that she's going to be undefeated, at least for right now, Rousey's not in the title picture.
Right. Exactly. So that moves us on to our other women's match, Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. I think we all feel the same way here.
Asuka takes
is
it down.
going to win, right? All right. No cash in for for Carmella. All right. So WWE Championship. This is probably going to be one of the best matches. I'm not sure. There's been some information released on which match is actually going to close out WrestleMania. I'm not sure if it's going to be this one or the Universal Championship. But AJ Styles versus Nakamura. This looks like it could be a phenomenal match, and no pun intended for AJ Styles. Mm-hmm. This match, look, if you've ever seen Wrestle Kingdom and you've seen the Wrestle Kingdom match, it's pretty awesome. I'm expecting the same. I'm expecting them to tear the house down. I think Nakamura wins, though.
It's tough. I mean, do you have him go a second run without winning the title? I think you give Shinsuke Nakamura an opportunity now to be the face of SmackDown. Most people would trend that way, but I still think that why not continue to elevate AJ Styles? I think this is an unbelievable performer. He needs his WrestleMania moment with the title. I think you can even continue this feud even into SummerSlam. I mean, why even end this feud right now at WrestleMania? These guys could have matches probably all year long and continue this feud, and people still would be interested. Give me AJ Styles. I just want him. This is my guy. I like AJ Styles. Every time he's in the ring, he's one of the top superstars. I think that Shinsuke Nakamura, a great superstar, but continue the build. I think that it'd be too early to give him a title belt. The world title belt? Come on now. I think it's AJ Styles.
Yeah, I don't think WWE has enough invested in Nakamura for the belt. So yeah, I'd pick AJ as well.
All right. I'm the lone Ranger
Nakamura
here.
guy.
So Universal Championship. You got Lesnar walking away with this or what?
That's what I want. No.
Is that what you have?
No. I would if you're going to tell me who's going to win the match, WWE loves to screw me, of course. They love
They love to screw you.
They don't do what I want. They don't want me to mark out. If Brock Lesnar wins, I'll mark it out. I'll be like, yes, keep it going. But no, like everybody else, logic tells me it's going to be Roman Reigns, a guy to boo for the next year. Joy.
It's
So defeated.
yeah. Roman's taking it.
I just don't want him to have the belt. I mean, like everybody else, it's like too soon, too fast, and you need more. He needs to be able to do better promos. You got to have better feuds. You got to do more.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like just put him back with the Shield. It sucks that Dean Ambrose has been in this position because the Shield could have done something, but in the end, you got Roman Reigns, and he's put in this position to take it off of Brock Lesnar. You just don't feel like it's right. It's just whatever.
Man, I'd love for him to win it and the next month drop it to Samoa Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be cool.
All right.
So I got Roman winning as well. Again, if either one of us score more points than Mikey, we get a half a point.
Yay.
Right now on Calling the Card, Jock leads Doc 4 to 1.5.
Exactly. 'Cause I'm not that good at predicting what's going to
not
happen.
very good at predicting.
I just go with what I want.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
why that's why we use the pro wrestling scorecards.
Exactly.
On ours is because it's just there's so much there. It's
Yeah,
all
exactly.
right, what do we think WWE's going to do? Right, and it takes the heart out of it because when you're going for that and you're thinking heart, then you start to mess stuff up, and then you end up getting put in a dress.
Real quickly before. Yeah, exactly.
Which,
Yes.
if you
great.
guys have not checked it out, you need to go to Breaking Down the Ring's Facebook page.
YouTube.
You
Go
can
to our
find it on YouTube.
YouTube, yes.
And is it on Twitter as well? I found it on Facebook.
No, just you go. Yeah, I mean, I shared it from YouTube. But
Okay.
yeah, you go to our YouTube page, Breaking Down the Ring, and you look at it, and it's the PW scorecards punishment for 318. And there was a couple months where we didn't put a punishment video up. Like right now, Orlando Christopher was the only one to take a punishment, and that was messed up. So we did a whole bunch for this one, and Smitty and Z were basically the ones who lost from all that time. And so we made them walk around a Detroit area mall that's more of an upscale mall.
Oh, you can call it out, Somerset.
Oh, okay, but
Yeah.
I was just
No,
just
go ahead, bro.
Detroit area.
Go ahead.
The Detroit area, so people know where.
No.
But the
They went to the fancy mall.
Yeah, we went to
and they made
Somerset.
everybody uncomfortable.
Saks Fifth Avenue. We made nobody uncomfortable except Macy's. Macy's is the only store that gave us crap.
Really?
Yeah.
No
so
way.
we went to Saks Fifth Avenue first, and the guy was amazingly helpful. He goes, oh yeah, I'm getting in on this. I'm going to find them. You're going to try them on over here. Please walk around the store. Then the guy, the ladies at Ann Taylor were spectacular. The manager came out and filmed her own stuff. We went to Neiman Marcus after that, and they were great. And then Macy's, we asked them when they could try them on there, and they were like, "She gotta go down. They gotta go downstairs to the first floor in the men's apartment." And we were like, "What?"
They're
I
dresses.
mean, all right, okay, that's fine. But when we got down to the men's apartment and tried them on, everyone was there. They loved it. So yeah, it was Macy's was the only one that we got a little crap at, but. Overall, everyone inside of every store was incredibly helpful and very polite to us and let us have all the fun that we wanted to have. So, yeah.
It was an awesome video. I
Yes.
loved it.
Very
Absolutely
funny.
Loved it.
Good stuff. All right, Jock, hit us with the news and notes. What's happening?
News and notes. There is a spoiler warning here. So if you don't want spoilers, shut us off now and come back in a few minutes. I don't know. Fast forward to the end. I'm not sure how this works. It's a podcast. Figure it out.
Press that home button.
Just slide it. Just slide it 2 minutes.
So spoiler warning, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So Big Show will be returning to the WWE. He just signed a new contract. It's expected he'll make an appearance at WrestleMania. Also returning, Jeff Hardy's due back. Samoa Joe, R-Truth, and Alicia Fox. They were all backstage at Raw this week, marking their return, which will be very, very soon. Someone who will not be returning anytime soon, guy that you mentioned, Dean Ambrose. It's feared that he's had some complications with his tricep, and rehab's not going as well as it should. He was seen at Dr. Andrews' office in Alabama. Someone else who may not be making this weekend's festivities down in New Orleans is Will Ospreay. We've all seen the video. I shared it
Spanish
with you guys.
Fly. Holy crap.
So Will Ospreay had a match with Marty Scurll at New Japan's Genesis show. Ospreay attempted a Spanish Fly on the ring apron. It looked like he and Scurll under-rotated the move, leading to him landing badly on his head and neck, busted his whole face open. It's pretty painful, and he's dealing with some issues and complications from that right now. Former TNA wrestling champ, world champ, not wrestling champ, former TNA world champ, James Storm, was seen at Raw this week. So I hear it was just a friendly visit. I believe, however, that he'll be joining WWE at some time here, some point. It's unclear on whether he'd go to the red, blue, or yellow brand. I'm assuming he'd go to NXT. He was in NXT for a very short time. TNA came back to him, offered him a more lucrative contract. Triple H told him, go take that. Go work on your body. That's the one thing that's really holding you back, because if you've ever seen James Storm, he's the beer-drinking cowboy, and beer does bad things to your belly. So, worked on his body a little bit. I expect him to come back. I'm assuming he'll go yellow brand, and then he'll go wherever after that.
I think it's a smart idea to make him go blue brand.
Right off the bat?
Yeah.
And have him and Rude tag
Oh,
together.
that'd be awesome. Beer money?
Beer money.
Oh, my God. I'd lose.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Dude, there wouldn't be enough baby oil on the face of the earth. I'd just
That
paint the
reignites that
walls
tag division,
white.
too.
That'd be nice. Yep.
It would be awesome. It'd be, oh, dude. And if Bobby Roode was heel, oh,
Good stuff, baby.
good God.
Let's hope.
All right, that's all I got. This podcast was only supposed to go maybe 40, 45 minutes. We're an
went
hour in.
It's all good, man.
Holy cow.
I'm excited for WrestleMania.
Mikey's got places to be.
No, I literally am. I'm wondering how I'm going to be doing. How long my show's going to go.
It's going to be great. Exactly, man. I can't wait for WrestleMania, NXT. Great stuff. Go definitely check out downtown Detroit. Buffalo Wild Wings. Mikey and the crew are going to have a great time down there, and you can be around wrestling fans. What better way can you spend watching NXT, WrestleMania, UFC? Buffalo Wild Wings, eat, drink, sports, wrestling. Come on now. Good stuff, man. I think it's going to be fun times. I hope you guys have a great event. Now, before we get out of here, I got to know. First of all, how do you meet Chris Jericho and not invite the boys?
Dude, I totally forgot to ask you
No
about
text,
this.
no tweet, no info. It's like all of a
So
sudden, I'm scrolling through, all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, our boy's with Chris Jericho. Where the hell's the invite?
Like, Chris Jericho is like my favorite of all time wrestler ever.
I'd like to see Chris Jericho have a
Oh, my
drink.
God. And like, you have a great interaction with this guy. How does this happen?
Wait, though, beforehand, though, I do got to give you a little grief and a little bit of a rib.
I mean, it was the fuzziest photo ever, by the way.
Yeah, you don't tell.
Were you shaking? Do you have Parkinson's?
You don't tell a grown man, make me a drink and call it, put some ginger or put some gin and a selfie. And he's like, and then Chris Jericho tells you, well, what's in a selfie? And you're like, us? Come on, bro.
That was a
Come on, bro.
genius.
No, come on, bro.
Dude, Jericho loved it. Jericho loved it.
I would have been like, bro, get the hell out of here. What the hell with that?
Oh no!
I thought it
Okay.
was great.
No, so all right, Jericho was in Detroit for a Fozzy concert at St. Andrews on Friday.
At the shelter.
Yeah, the day after alleged opening day for the Tigers. Turned out to be opening day. I originally was scheduled at 8 p.m. that day, so I was like, man, the event's 4 to 7. It was a Riff sponsored.
How'd you hear
event.
about it? Oh, Riff on the Riff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they had their girls down there, as well as Jericho coming to guest bartend, and all the tips went to charity. So the minute I got rescheduled at 10 a.m. on Friday, I was angry. 5 o'clock, my friend's cook there, Smitty on the ring crew on the podcast. He's a cook at Checker Bar, and he said he's here, and I was like, son of a bitch, man, God! Yeah, we were mad at the Tigers because that game went 8.5 million hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, if they would have finished this any earlier, I could have actually gone to this, but now I'm screwed. The entire bar staff said go. And I was like, what? They were like, it's 5 minutes away. You never take a smoke break. You don't smoke. We all go smoke break. Go. I was like, all right. So I went down there and I was there for about 15 minutes. I was like, oh, there's no way I'm getting into this. Then all of a sudden, Jericho moved towards me. And not me specifically, just where I was standing. So he took care of someone in front of me, took care of someone else in front of me, and then got to me. And so I was like, hey, man, I didn't even think I was going to be able to see you today. It sucks. I have to work up the street. And he goes, wait, did you tweet about that earlier? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, yeah, I totally read that. And I was marking
That's
that right
awesome,
there.
dude. That is awesome.
I was like, yeah. And then I go, yeah, man. So he goes, I'm glad you're able to make it. What can I get for you? And I was like, yeah, so I'll take a Jameson ginger ale and a selfie. And he goes, what's in a selfie? And I was just like thinking about it. My first thought, like, it was a definitely 2-second pause. Because my first thought is, he doesn't know how to take a selfie. What? What? What is it? And I was like, oh no, he's been thinking of it like
As
the
a drink, yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh, us. And he leaned his head back, started laughing, looked at me and goes, that's a great answer. And I was like, yeah. And then we took a photo that the only thing blurry in it is Jericho. Like I'm kind of blurry, but Jericho is really blurry.
It looks like you filmed it underwater.
Yeah. So I posted the tweet and I said exactly what happened. And I said, I don't care how blurry this photo is. It's amazing to me.
Dude, it's awesome.
You know, and then Jericho retweeted it. Well, then Scott Randall from the Riff replied to that tweet and he goes, hey, you got to meet your hero, man. You had a moment. I was like, exactly. I made a moment with one of my heroes.
That was awesome.
And then Jericho quoted that and said, I actually like the photo. It harkens back to when you weren't able to look and retake a photo.
Yeah.
You just did it and left. And I was like, yeah,
this is cool stuff.
Jericho's quoting more tweets of mine. Because I said, I responded to Randall. I said, the way I'm looking at it is one of two ways. Jericho's either Bigfoot or he's the Flash, and I caught him in the middle of serving 17 other people at the same time taking care of me.
Nice.
And so, yeah, that's how I got I went kind of viral with that, which,
You deserve it, man.
It
It's
was
good stuff. It was awesome. It was like, oh, next time if there's an event that happens, man, shoot out a tweet or shoot us a text, man. Don't keep it in. Don't be a secret. Don't be a hater.
I figured it was on the riff. It wasn't a secret.
It was publicized.
I
never heard of it. I didn't hear it.
Way more than what I could do.
Well, yeah, that's true.
He doesn't listen to the
I don't
riff.
listen to the riff. Sports radio, podcast, and 100.3 to admit it.
He loves Jay Towers.
WNIC.
Yeah, WMC's starting to sound good now.
Yeah.
104.
See, so
All right, guys. So if
Great stuff.
you don't have a chance to check out WrestleMania at your house or at a friend's house, and why would you even want to bother
Don't
there?
sit alone and be a loser.
Yeah,
Right.
go to Buffalo Wild Wings. Check out Mikey. Check out the Breaking Down the Ring crew.
get over and be on a podcast, maybe.
That's right. They're going to be doing stuff live there. Again, they're hosting NXT on Saturday, and they're hosting WrestleMania with its special kickoff time of 5 p.m. Again, if you want more information and more stuff like this, like what we're talking about, you can, again, follow Mikey on Twitter at 3M3H3N. Also, Breaking Down the Ring on Twitter at BDRcast, on Facebook at BDRcast, on Instagram at BDRcast, and YouTube at Breaking Down the Ring.
And just a heads up, if you're thinking of coming down because you're like, oh, I don't want to go down though because you spend more money when you're out than you are when you're in. Buffalo Wild Wings both days have specials. $3 domestic pints and select $4 apps.
See, look,
Exactly.
So it's
Mikey's getting you effed up either way you cut it.
You're going to have a good time.
Yeah,
No doubt
and
about
you're
it.
not going to break the bank. You're not, sure, you have the WWE Network, but do you have friends? No. Idiot. Come make some friends.
All right, good stuff. Let's get out of here. Great podcast. Mikey, we always enjoy the time. Breaking Down the Ring podcast, Wednesdays live, Podcast Detroit. Check it out, podcastdetroit.com. Everything related to them, Breaking Down the Ring, or on Twitter, BDRcast. Let's get out of here.